So we're looking for a new enemy. Okay, so it's like everything is a war. The war on drugs, war on prostitution, the fucking war on poverty. Okay, notice the terminology. And so now we simply need Islam, okay, a new civilization by which we can define ourselves. Democracy is in an identity crisis. So the West, of course, is going to make an identity out of Islam. That's what George Bush was all about, in the new fucking crusade. Okay, that word crusade is very important.
Oh, whatever. You're thinking too hard. It's a lot pettier and simpler than that. And the war has been obviously a big loser economically. But the game has always been about the debt anyway. They want to keep us borrowing money because guess who we're paying the money to? you know, I mean, the rich people love this arrangement. Keeps making their money worth more money because they got to get paid this interest, and so people have to go out and find the interest somewhere to go pay for this money, and it's that's the game. So it's finding an excuse to just find any excuse to keep us spending more money.
Yes, that's called military Keynesianism. It's kind of this very. You're right. It's this military-industrial complex that they have to keep going. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, even without war, they'd find a way to burn it up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, oh yeah, the cruise missiles are too old, so we have to build new ones. I mean, they'd always have an excuse. But a real conservative is going to hate the idea of paying a million man army. You know what I'm saying? I mean, paying a bunch of soldiers a bunch of money to go make a mess. You know.
You could
What
always be a
disturbs the
radio
hell out of
guy.
me is Westerners think that we're the interested. The United Nations did economic blockades in Iraq, and it's pretty well accepted that it's responsible for the death of about 500,000 Iraqi children. Half a fucking million. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's like Madeleine Albright was interviewed, and that's more than it was killed. Atomic bomb. Do you think it was worth it? Yeah, we think it was worth it, she said.
Yeah, I know, but look what happened when Clinton was in. He did the same. He kept up the sanctions, and they that killed a million babies right there too. So they've been playing this killing people thing for a long time. But the point is the populations are increasing and the ignorance is increasing. So we've lost that war. But whatever. I mean, yeah, the war to me is it really isn't. It's almost just a little incidental thing. I mean, the structure of the system is what was broken from the start. I mean, when we started doing the China thing, and that's when all this went way out of control. Because what we just basically did was export slavery. It's not much different than that. We treat people like shit in some other country, get us to get them to do the work. They cut their hand off. Who cares? Don't got to worry about no Social Security. Don't got to worry about any workman's comp. We can just use people up, and that's when we started to get, you know, that's when we became a real evil empire. Well, China, like a lot of countries, is just out of control. It always was. So it didn't have civilization. It never has had civilization. It's always had empires and kings and monarchs and bullshit. And so yeah, it's never matured as a country. I mean, it's always been, peasants and city people. It's always been very different worlds that people lived in. They didn't have common rights. They didn't have a common way of life.
Gary, did you happen to see the Amazing Atheist video that he did, that 20-plus minute video on abolishing the concept of morality?
Yeah, no, somebody mentioned it before, but I gotta see it. So, yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I mean, I haven't been watching his videos for a few months. Um, but yeah, I mean, that definitely sounds like one I should have, I definitely will have to respond to that.
Yeah, everyone is hailing this as the return of the, Amazing Atheist they'd initially subscribed to, and the video really is atrocious. I mean, well, I think you'll see when you watch. I look forward to your response on it because, yeah, I can see you kind of demolishing it.
Yeah, well, he's so short-sighted. I mean, you can't win this selfish game. There's no winning the selfish game, okay? Because our existence, you can't eat your own fucking brain and win. And that's what we're doing. And this idea he has in his head that all these individuals are all so valuable. Oh, he's just a child molester. You know, put him in jail for a couple of days and let him out, and it's okay. No problem. No harm done, really. Watermelons used to be so nice and cheap, and now they've gotten all perverted and expensive. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. I used to be able to buy a whole big giant watermelon for $2 fucking. I mean, like 30-pound watermelon. And yeah, it had seeds in it. Big fucking deal. And now all you can buy are these seedless fucking mutant watermelons that taste like absolute shit. You're like, how can they even make something taste this horrible? It's like $5, $6, and it's like half the size. Look at that, Coughlin's eating the old style watermelon. See, they're sending all our good watermelons to fucking goddamn England. That's what they've been doing. They've been exporting all our goddamn good watermelons and leaving all the fucking goddamn seedless fucking shit here. Bastards.
The organic ones taste a lot better, and they're healthier for you too. You can see the difference. I don't know, maybe you should try one sometime.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's a little,
I think that
whatever that
watermelon
was,
is like
a
it
grapefruit
3 times my
melon
body
thing.
weight, so and it's
It's
fruit,
been concentrated.
which is like
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, we probably shouldn't have said nigger work, but I was just using that as the metaphorical blah blah
you
blah.
said it twice now. Oh, God.
Well, I know, but whatever.
This is just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, I know it is. It is. Whatever. I never got the watermelon thing. I mean,
You
I
and
get the
Mel Gibson,
watermelon
what's
thing.
wrong, Gary? Next you'll be saying the Jews are responsible for all the wars, you'll be calling police women sugar tits.
Yeah, well, it's it's a downhill slide, isn't it? Slippery, slopey thing.
Hey Gary, what do you think of the mutant food we have nowadays?
I don't really have a problem with food, so I don't know what I eat rice and pasta, okay? It's not really mutant. It's pretty simple stuff. Wheat and rice. I mean, yeah, okay, two good grains. Human beings been living on them for thousands of years. Yeah, works pretty good. Why not? I mean, blood chemistry, it's sort of an interesting thing, but, we really don't, we eat food, but it's really just about chemistry. I mean, you eat the food so the chemicals can get into your blood, so the chemicals can get to your body, and then, the chemical is sugar. Your body converts